Simon, here to reply to your last video. And lycanthropy is such a cute little word. I would like to point out for anyone who doesn't know that lycanthropy is the supernatural ability of a human being to turn into a werewolf. So that's a cute little play on words there. About my spider invasion, it's going well. I haven't seen any more wolf spiders. I've seen a couple of smaller random ones, but those don't bother me. The wolf spiders didn't bother me a ton anyway, but you're right about my arachnophobia. I used to be crazy afraid of spiders. At one point, I couldn't even leave the house because I was so afraid. But I overcame that fear through exposure therapy. I'm not sure if you know this story, but it took me like a year to overcome this phobia. And exposure therapy is hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And so I actually have a little tattoo. I don't know if you can see that very well. My spider tattoo is my I can do hard things tattoo. The turtle is for my fibromyalgia. We'll go into that in a minute. And I admire your commitment to rehome. I am not that committed. If it's in the house, it needs to no longer be among us. But I admire your commitment. You asked about fibromyalgia, and so I'll tell you a little bit about that. You're right that it is a pain condition. A lot of people think it is an autoimmune condition, but it's not. It's just a pain condition. The pain receptors in your body fire when they shouldn't. And for me, that most often feels like I have the flu. I have the body aches and the achy muscles and stuff, like I have the flu. And there's also a condition called allodynia that goes along with that, which is just sensitive skin. My clothes hurt my skin often, particularly on my thighs. That's my most sensitive spot. But I'm taking a new medication that really helps with that. I've been on it for about 3 months now. It helps so much. I feel so much better, and I'm so grateful for, the medications and what they can do for us. I appreciate your tips on the Epsom salt is something I have discovered. I take baths with Epsom salts a lot. And then the peppermint oil, how do you use that? You'll have to tell me how you use that because that sounds interesting. You were right that the trip to St. George was a little hard. Driving is very painful to me. I don't know if it is not only having to stay in one position, but keep my arms up and control of the vehicle, and then just the vibrations of the road can be very painful. But it was well worth it because it was so wonderful to be there with Warren's family. And then also my oldest sister, Ranella, was there with her daughter and granddaughter. And that was a wonderful time. About Warren's family, Janice is his wife, and their oldest son is Nathan, and then Aaron, Warren Reed, Ben, Joe, Ammon, and then their only daughter, Lori. And you're right, Nathan and I played a lot growing up. I was not very feminine then, and still am not terribly feminine, but we played with G.I. Joes a lot. I really enjoyed the G.I. Joes. And when we had time to spend with Aaron as well, the second one, we would do weird things around the farm, play on the farm equipment, or try and climb up the haystacks. One time I know we stuck Aaron on top of a 10-speed bike, and Nathan tried to climb up him and get to the top of the haystack, but that didn't end very well. I believe that Risk was ruined for you by playing it too often. That's like playing Monopoly with my older brother Don way too often and way too long and way not fun. I will not play Monopoly with anyone now. Speaking of playing games, all of Warren's boys love to play games, and so they had such a good time at the reunion just playing games with each other till all hours of the night. And then there's another tradition that they have at the reunion, which is all the kids, Warren's grandkids, put together a play. They script it, they direct it, they act in it, and they gather the props from whatever we have around the house. And it's so fun to watch them do this. They have such a good time together, but they practice till all hours of the night too. So I didn't get a lot of sleep. The last thing I did in St. George was with my sister and her daughter and granddaughter, and we went to Tuacahn Amphitheater and saw the play Grease, and that was so fun. It was really one of the coolest things I've ever done. You can tell I don't get out much. Just the play and the stage and the props and the music. They had a live orchestra, and when I discovered that was like one of the best parts. And fireworks at the end. It was seriously so fun. I was very tired from my trip, had to pull over twice on the way home and sleep, but I made it just fine. And then for the next couple of days, I was pretty wrecked, so tired and hurting a lot, but I feel fine now. I love that part about Dax carrying you around when you were little, and he's not too much older than you, but I love that part. That's so cute. And Aaron playing with you. Aaron was a grown up at the time, but he's such a cute daddy. Still plays with his kids like that, and he just enjoys kids a lot. I appreciate you telling me what mock-ups were and showing me all of your mock-ups, body mock-ups, the face mock-ups, the color palette. I had no idea that so much went into creating a drawing. I thought you just sat down and drew, which you do, but you do several practice runs first, and that was fascinating to me to find that out. Such a commitment to the drawing, to the mermaid, and this month I assume to the werewolf. That's amazing to me. And also that you have to put your mock-ups in black and white for Josh and then color for you, so you have to redo them for him. That's funny. About falling down 7 times and getting up 8. Thanks for telling me where that came from. Also, just know that the 9th and the 10th time count too. As long as we keep getting up, it doesn't matter how many times we go down. About the night owl badge. The party I would have, and you're right, I would have a party and you wouldn't, would be a pajama party fashion show, and then we'd have a campfire outside. I have a fire pit at my house. We wouldn't roast marshmallows or anything because they get sticky and yucky. No, we'd just sit around the campfire and tell stories and look at the stars. I live somewhat in the country and can still see a lot of stars, and that is beautiful. The other thing we would do at my night owl badge party is listen to yodel techno. I have recently discovered that. It's so funny. Look up yodel techno on YouTube. I just listened to it for like an hour and a half last night because it's so funny. Definitely upbeat. Good stuff to clean to, or whatever chore you need to do. Put on some yodel techno. I'm glad you're excited about your editor badge. I will have a mock-up for you in the next video to show you what it will look like. My own mock-up. The main requirement for that, of course, is the editing you're doing, and I really appreciate you doing that. It is not something I have the time to get around to, and I'm not yet smart enough to do that. So I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you. I'm glad you still do knitting. I can understand when you explain it why you wouldn't use Angora yarn. I myself love soft things like you do, but they have to go in the washing machine or I can't own them. There's no way that I will own something that needs special care. And speaking of soft things, what about flounder? I'm a cat girly, not a dog girly. I would love to just sit and let Flounder sit on my lap and rub his face in my hands. Someday, hopefully, I'll be able to have a cat. I appreciate you showing me the digital program. I know that you do quite a bit of digital art. It's fascinating to me to watch that. And also, I really enjoyed seeing the stuff off to the side, the program, and how you can add layers and remove layers and change the background color. Makes sense that a pink background would be easier, not only easier on the eyes, but easier to make sure you can see your mistakes. And it's amazing to me that the stuff they come up with to help us do the things we enjoy doing and want to do. Loved seeing that digital program. I love that you went digging for old photos and found some that you really enjoyed. That picture of Warren and Janice's wedding when your mom would have been 5, 6, 7 years old. She was a flower girl. And that's so cute. I know that photo and I've seen it. I'm glad you found other photos that you enjoy. I really like to look through old family photos as well. That's a special memory of my mom, your grandma giving you that photo album out of the book with the book you loved so much. And I think it's hilarious that you called me uncle when you met me again because you didn't remember me and were afraid of ants. I don't remember that either, but I'm glad you do because that's a funny story. Anyway, good to talk to you again. Sure love you, and I'll see you next time.